Hi, Reham. So it's your last set of essays. I'm really excited for you. I saw that your exam is coming up in 2 days. So I wanted to make, sorry for the coughing again. I wanted to make sure I got these back to you so that you could review them, okay? Let's see. This is your letter to the computer shop. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing to file a complaint about a faulty product which I bought from one of your outlets. Last week I went to your electronic gadget store located in California to purchase a computer. The one I chose was a silver Dell Inspiron, I don't know how to say that, whatever, 143 computer with Intel Core processor. I paid, P-A-I-D, $800 for it, and the receipt number is this. When I tried to switch it on at home, the screen failed to display in full color. Afterwards, frequent error messages appeared, and the system eventually crashed. Okay, the next day I tried to contact the customer service through the shop helpline what happened here? Where I was placed in a queue for nearly 40 minutes. When I reached one of your representatives at last, he failed to direct me properly and no real support was offered to me. Considering the aforementioned is one word, careful, I feel it has only failed to be fully refunded for this defective product. If this is not possible, I expect you to replace this computer with another working one as a compensation. Please find attached bank information and phone numbers if further queries are needed. Your swift response is highly appreciated. Yours faithfully. All right, Reham, it's lovely. No complaints. It read beautifully. A couple little things I changed. So minor, not important. This is a very lovely letter, so good job. Congratulations. Let's take a look at your test 2. All right, so this is the one about spending money on art. Let's see what you wrote. To enhance people's quality of life, not several. I want you to stay away from words like several because several actually is very limiting. It means like 3, 4, 5 max, okay? So this is not what you mean. Let's try it again. To enhance people's quality of life, numerous governments, or many governments if you want, devote a huge sum of money to support the arts. Arts are always plural. To support the arts, but this spending is wasteful and ought to be redirected to fund more beneficial aspects. Personally, I completely stand with this notion. Okay, fine. First and foremost, there are other crucial fields for governments to support in order to raise the living standard of their citizens other than art. Get rid of the. These could include financing health, education, and environmental perspectives, all of which are considered as get rid of as after considered, okay? Are considered contributors to people's welfare and happiness. This is particularly evident in developing countries such as Sudan and Yemen, where the vast majority of people suffer inferior socioeconomic circumstances and their governments usually struggle to fulfill their basic life necessities, such as offering efficient education and health care. That was a long sentence. Careful. It worked, but it was long. It henceforth is understandable why governmental monetary aid should be directed to meet their citizens' basic life needs instead of financing art. Get rid of the. Is it understandable? Let's see. Okay, yeah, no, it is. It makes sense. All right, I read it again, and I think that's a well-developed paragraph rather, forgive me, so fine. Nevertheless, loss of the government support to the artists does not necessarily mean that art will be obsolete. This is largely because private institutions and individuals who are interested in art are usually willing to fund, support, and produce artistic creations to the public. For the public. Here. Egyptian visual art. The Egyptian visual art industry, for instance, has been flourishing during the past years due to the exhibitions of several art galleries funded by private entrepreneurs throughout the country. Lovely. Subsequently, the collected revenue gained through purchasing these artistic works can be exploited, supporting artists and developing the art even more. Okay. In conclusion, I am convinced that the allocation of government funds, plural, to support vital fields in a country offer more than Let's try that again. In conclusion, I am convinced that the allocation of government funds to support vital fields in a country is more valuable and beneficial to the well-beings of the public than art. That's where you put that. At the same time, the scheme will not jeopardize artistic prospects because artists can support themselves in their work via alternative sponsoring resources. Okay. There was one thing I wanted to talk to you about again. So let me just look through the essay one more time briefly, and I'll tell you what my issue was. Okay. Now, here's where my issue was. It was in this paragraph. You started talking about how, even without government funding, the art world will be fine, that, there are still private benefactors who will allow art to continue, etc., etc. And so while that makes a lovely paragraph, let's look again to see if it actually is on topic. Quality in people's lives. Okay, and then should they spend money on things other than art? So my point here is that I don't think this was really particularly on topic. You were talking about other funding sources, but that's really not what this is about. So you were supposed to talk about how there are more important things to spend money on, okay? And if you did want to present some sort of the flip side, some sort of the opposite part of the coin, you could have talked instead about how these works of art, in fact, do contribute to people's quality of life. Okay, so that's what was missing for me, and that's what I felt was not really appropriately developed here. I think it should be clear. If it's not, then please do feel free to email us and, tell me what you didn't understand and so forth. All right, so let's look at your conclusion. In conclusion, I am convinced that the allocation of governmental funds, plural, it's always funds, to support vital fields in a country other than the arts, S, is more valuable and beneficial to the well-being of the public. At the same time, this scheme will not jeopardize artistic prospects because artists can support themselves and their work. Okay, fine. It's fine. All right, but you should have an idea now about what you should have written in this other paragraph. There were a ton of ways you could have done this particular paragraph. I am telling you the development of what I think would get you the highest band score. Okay, so here you could talk about the fact that there are so many other things that we could spend money on, that people's needs throughout the world are endless, and so there are many vital functions where we need to spend money. And then here you could have talked about, and while I agree with that and I believe that is true, there are certainly cases where the arts do, whether we like it or not, bring quality of life. Okay, so that's another way you could have done it. Okay, so since this is your last essay set with us, just think about all the things that we've been talking about. Try to adapt them and try to apply them to your writing. Take it easy tomorrow. Just review really kind of casually. And then Thursday, which I think you said is the day of your exam, really go in there trying to apply all the things that we've been talking about throughout the course, okay? I want to wish you good luck. Please let us know what you do and how you do, of course. And, if there's anything you need from us in the future, please let us know so that we can be here to support you. Okay? Best of luck to you. Let us know about your results. Good luck.